Life is weird.
Super weird.
So, what did we decide to do with our fascination for the strange and unusual?
We made a podcast about it. This is Weirdify. Now,
let's get weird. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Weirdify.
Episode 26.
Oh my god. The unsureness.
Episode 20.
Of Weirdify.
Episode 20.
Of Weirdify.
Oh, it's always a good time.
It's always a good time.
Always a good time. The listeners won't know, but you've been gone for about 17 years.
It's been a long time.
And by 17 years, I mean 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Was it 2? It was like 2.5 weeks.
It was.
Yeah.
We had a wonderful time on our vecke. The Oregon. We spent it on the Oregon coast where we spent our honeymoon, and I didn't realize, the Oregon coast is very different than our San Diego coast.
Sure.
It's like not populated. There's nobody on it, which is great. Not like here where it's just like, oh, there's an open square. Let's sit there. It's also really cold. So like I brought a bathing suit and then I was like, I'm not going in
Hard
the water.
pass on the bathing suit.
It's freezing. But there's a lot of like random things that wash up on shore. Maybe that happens here, but
I don't know if that washes on shore, really. I don't think it's anything super interesting, too.
So
But
there's a lot of pretty rocks.
okay.
And one of them is this one. Isn't that pretty?
Oh my gosh. Is that like a blue line in it?
Yeah.
Oh
There's like a blue vein through it. And
It's cool.
I grabbed like a few more rocks that are scattered throughout my life right now. I don't know where the rest of them are.
Oh.
But one of the really cool things, or maybe sad, I'm not really sure, but cool, was a log covered in clams. Like covered in clams. And they were all attached to the log with their like clam tongue.
They're little...
Yeah, exactly. And that happened twice. Like a whole log that's like
just washed up. Did it get pulled back
long.
up?
I
like
don't
pulled back out to shore or out to the water?
I don't know. So we are like Alex and his stepdad and brother went out there and they found a log that was covered in clams. And so we were like, oh my gosh, let's go look at it. That's cool. I've never seen anything like that. And it was long. It was like kind of bigger. I don't know. And then like 2 days later, Alex and I went out there on the last day we were out there and we saw another one that was a lot smaller, like definitely not the same log.
Huh.
And we were like, whoa, that's crazy.
High population of clams in
I
that
guess
particular spot.
I suppose. And then the homeowner's house that we stayed at, I don't know if they want to be named, so I just won't name them. But the house is kind of beachy decor. I mean, it's a beach house.
Right.
And she found I don't even remember what it's called, but it's like a buoy, like an old school like buoy for fishermen, but it's made out of glass, so it's really old school.
Whoa.
And it's got rope around it, like fishnetty kind of rope around it. And anyways, they are trying to think of something to use it for to decorate in their house, but that was like another cool thing. I mean, she's had it for a few years.
Oh,
but,
I was going to say it just washed up.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there was lots of sea anemones in the poke. I poked them.
I done poked the anemone.
Also, I went to the family museum. I know we talked about this prior to recording. It was great. It was wonderful. And I got this.
Yeah. I was wondering if you were going to do it.
The yin to the yang.
Yep. Amanda got me the little matching enamel pin from the Walt Disney Family Museum that is red with Mickey. And I, if you recall, got her the blue one with Walt's face on it.
I can totally
Do I leave it in the Weird Fort to match?
Leave it wherever you would like.
It's really stuck under. Oh, no, it really
These are
wasn't.
the sounds of her opening up the pin.
Yeah.
Oh, your best friends.
Oh, the bestest of friends.
Since 1928. And we're almost to a point where you do have to specify the century.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's so sweet.
I love them. Your bestest friends.
I know.
2 best friends that anybody could have.
The 2 bestest friends that anybody could have.
That's Walt and Mickey.
That's Walt and Mickey. Actually, I think that's the Warner Brothers.
Whoa. I won't tell on you. Don't worry.
Okay.
Your secret's safe with me.
Cool.
And the rest of the world. They won't tell on you either.
All right. Should we do this thing?
I suppose.
She's.
Did you do anything while I was gone?
Supposes.
I didn't even ask you if you did anything while I was gone.
I'm going to Walt Disney World.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We've already talked about this, but we booked a trip. I booked a trip to Walt. I say I booked. No, my mother-in-law booked a girls' trip with me, her, and my sister-in-law and my aunt-in-law. And we're going to do the Princess 5K in February.
I'm so excited.
Me
for
too.
you.
Me too. Me too.
You're gonna have to
I can't contain my. I actually can contain. I'm doing a very good job at containing it, but it's on the inside. It's like firecrackers are going off. I can't express how excited I am.
I'm very happy for you. How long is a 5K? I don't know.
3.6 miles.
Oh, okay.
3.2 miles.
That's
something
not
of around there. I've done 5Ks before. They're not terrible. So, yeah, I'll get a fun medal.
Ah, yay!
With all the princesses on it.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Very excited.
Nice.
Anything else exciting that happened? No.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that's exciting news.
Uneventful.
That would cap anything. Maybe not, but that's really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't happened. It's not happening until February, but it's booked.
It's going to be here in the blink of an eye.
I know.
In the blink
I know.
of an eye.
Yeah.
Or both. That would be a wink of an eye, huh?
A wink of an eye. I was like, what is she doing? Okay.
All right.
So this week,
Yes.
we are covering a very fun topic. I had a blast with this. Did you have a
Same,
blast?
yeah.
Okay. We are covering weird collections of gadgets and gizmos. Aplenty.
Who's its and what's its? Galore?
Galore. You want thingamabobs?
I got 20.
There's a lot of people who have more than 20.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, this one was really, I had a blast with this one.
Same.
And I think I go first.
I believe so.
Okay, then I'm just going to dive
Right on in.
right on in.
Okay.
Oh, I do have something else exciting to talk about.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
I started a new book series.
Oh.
I'm done with book 1. I'm like halfway done with book 2, and I think I have 3 more. It's the Court of Thorns and Roses series.
Okay.
It's like if Beauty and the Beast and Twilight with maybe a smidge of 50 Shades of Grey, just a smidge,
Okay.
and Game of Thrones had a baby.
Whoa.
It's fantastic. If you like fantasy and you're down with things getting a little risque,
Which we know our girl is.
we know that I'm all kinds of into that. The only reason it took me like 5 days to listen to it on Audible, the first book, was because I wasn't listening to it all 24 hours of every day. Otherwise, I probably would finish it in 2 days.
Wow.
So good. Anyway, A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Okay. Got it.
That's what I wanted to share.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, Haley.
Okay.
What did you bring to the table?
A good time.
A good time.
A good time.
A really good time?
Where are my notes that I send myself? There they are. All right. Ready, my love?
Yesy.
Okay. Growing up, I collected snow globes. My mom traveled a lot for business and would bring me back a snow globe from every place she traveled to. Many people find things like this that strike their intrigue and decide to build a collection surrounding it. These collections tell stories and expose bits of the person in a very unique and personal way. Collections range honestly from common things such as snow globes or thimbles or comic books to even the weirdest of things such as toenail clippings or belly button lint. Now, the collections that I will be talking about involve a head-to-head battle of 2 of the world's most popular condiments. So let's find out more about Mr. Mustard and the King of Ketchup.
Okay.
So with a population of approaching 20,000 people, Middleton, Wisconsin is home to nature trails, restaurants, and Barry Levinson's National Mustard Museum. It all started in 1986 after the Boston Red Sox suffered a devastating loss of the World Series. Levinson, a diehard and extremely dedicated Red Sox fan, was incredibly depressed following the outcome. So in order to help his depression subside, he drove to an all-hours supermarket. As he walked up and down the aisles, he eventually found himself stopped in front of the mustard aisle. He claims that he heard voices say, "If you build it, they will come." And since then,
what?
since then, Levinson has consistently grown his collection. When he used to study law, Levinson was staying in a hotel as he prepared to argue a U.S. Supreme Court case the next day. As he left his hotel room to head to the court, he noticed a used room service tray across the hall. On it stood a tiny empty mustard bottle that Levinson took, placed in his jacket pocket since he didn't have time to go back and place it in his room, and he kept it there even throughout the trial. He won that case, and in 1992, he decided to leave his successful 15-year-long career as an assistant attorney general behind to pursue his love of mustard.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
He became the founder, curator, and CMO, or the Chief Mustard Officer,
Oh my God.
of the National Museum of Mustard.
There's a mustard museum.
There is.
Alex.
Alex, are you listening? Mr. Museum, go to the Mustard Museum.
Oh my God. There's a museum for everything.
There really is. Really is. It is located in the heart of downtown Middleton and is now considered one of Wisconsin's most popular attractions. I know. It's hilarious.
Okay.
Do you even like mustard?
Mm-hmm.
You do like mustard. Okay. There's a few people in my life I could have sworn they didn't like mustard, and I wasn't sure if you were one of them.
You don't like mustard, right?
I love mustard.
Oh, you do?
I prefer it to ketchup.
What?
Well, when I used to work at In-N-Out, I used to constantly refill the ketchup dispensers, and the smell of ketchup, and it would get on everything, and it was just like, it smelled sickly sweet and vinegary, and it...
I got it. Okay.
Plus, it's a little sweet for me. I'll do it like on occasion, but I definitely am pro
That's
mustard.
right. You do like the mustard fried thing. Okay.
Yeah, I do. I do. I do.
She does. We went to In-N-Out on our drive home, and it was...
I had In-N-Out for dinner last night.
Maybe I shouldn't like throw out the exact In-N-Out. Yeah, I won't. But it was like not In-N-Out standards. Like
quality?
No, not the quality. Just like I walked into, it was a really big bathroom, which was weird. Like probably like 8 or 9 or 10 stalls.
Oh, wow.
And then the first 2 stalls I went in didn't have toilet paper. And then where you get your drink, there was just like straws and lids and like all kinds of stuff thrown around.
That's not.
And where you get the ketchup, there's like the little paper cups that you get. And like one side was empty. And like just little... In-N-Out
didn't have anyone on their dining room.
In-N-Out has a standard.
Yes, they
and
do.
It's
That's
been
not
held
it.
up across the board, and I was just like, wow, like...
That's a bummer.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was still delicious. Actually, it was my first time getting animal fries since I've been enjoying grilled onions.
Did you love them?
Uh-huh.
Yes, they're delicious.
Yeah, they were.
Next time, squeeze a little lemon on them.
Oh, okay.
They also do the diced green banana peppers.
Yeah, those banana peppers specifically in In-N-Out are fucking hot.
Yeah. But you can add them have them added to your animal fries.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. The ins and outs of In-N-Out. Okay. Back to the Mustard Museum.
Yes. Back to Mustard Fried Man.
So I bet you're wondering, what type of things can you see at the Mustard Museum, right?
Right.
Totally.
Yeah.
She's itching with anticipation.
I am absolutely itching.
So itchy.
I was going to say squirting, but it didn't have... Because we were talking about mustard, and I was trying to think of a pun, and it didn't work the same. It didn't have the effect. It had a very different effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so... Levinson's collection is made up of 6,090 mustard jars that come from all 50 states and over 70 different countries. Antique and vintage mustard tins and jars, mustard art and advertisements,
oh my God.
An all mustard vending machine, and even a children's book that Levinson wrote himself called Mustard in a Pickle.
Oh my God.
Levinson and his Mustard Museum have been on the Oprah Winfrey Show, have even been the topic of Jeopardy questions, and was apparently also on a segment of the David Letterman show. His section of the episode was edited out after Letterman didn't heed the warning of Levinson and ate a large spoonful of a potent horseradish mustard. And if you know any kind of horseradish mustard, it's very spicy.
Well, you had that one coming, Letterman.
Why is it spicy? Do you get that TikTok reference?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't get my last one, so I was making sure.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You don't have to apologize. Levinson's wife, Patty, has encouraged Levinson to go to therapy and try to get a handle on his mustard obsession. It has now gotten to the point where he wears only yellow or mustard-themed shirts, shaves and brushes his teeth with mustard, and eats mustard with every single meal.
Oh my God.
Including sweets and cookies.
Oh my mustard.
Oh my mustard. That's the name of my section of the title. Done. Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Mustard?
Mustard. Don't let's be silly.
He said, I want more mustard. Mustard on everything. My breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the mustard. You're silly. Give me mustard. Wow.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's oh my mustard.
Oh my mustard. So since the beginning of his obsession, Barry Levinson has eaten over 3,000 samples of mustard. Although he is aware that a lot of people think that his obsession and the idea of the Mustard Museum is a bit nuts, he comes by it honestly and is truly very proud of his collection. Levinson has even taken his love for the yellow condiment, I mentioned this, as far as shaving and brushing his teeth with it. He also does not like ketchup, stating that he, quote-unquote, doesn't traffic in the lesser condiments. Which brings me...
Ouch! Dude, chill out.
Which brings me to the other end of the sauce spectrum in the corner of condiments.
Oh my gosh.
In the Michigan town of Farmington Hills resides Ralph Finch and his wife Janet.
I haven't even gotten there yet. I just love this. Oh, God. Okay.
So, Ralph Finch is a retired copywriter, an amateur comedian, and the self-proclaimed king of ketchup. Finch has been collecting all things related to ketchup over the course of the past 50 or so years, and now has his own personal collection that includes hundreds of different items that are worth thousands of dollars.
Are you going to catch me up on everything he has? I'm sorry.
So Finch's love of ketchup began at a very early age. He says that his mother was a terrible cook, and she would often use ketchup to add flavor to her dishes. And since then, Finch has continued to eat ketchup on everything, and it continues to be an everyday part of his diet.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Finch has reached the point where he is unable to consume anything without ketchup, spanning from drinks to dessert.
No.
As an aspiring comedian, Finch has researched and come up with over 300 ketchup-related, and fairly lame in my opinion, jokes.
Oh my gosh.
Some of which include, knock knock.
Who's there?
Ketchup.
Ketchup who?
If you catch up to me, I'll tell you.
Oh, he came up with that all by himself?
Apparently.
I'm impressed.
There's another one.
Okay.
What did the ketchup say to the mustard?
Fuck you.
No.
Okay.
I relish the fact that you mustered the strength to catch up to me.
Again, all by himself?
All by his own
He's
just
brain. Sitting in his basement, like
coming up. Oh, that was a good one.
Ketchup with a straw.
Those are like.
Oh. Wow.
Finch's ketchup session has grown so deep that back in 2007, he actually cashed out his life insurance policy.
Oh, no.
So that he could fund adding new pieces to his collection.
Oh, my gosh.
His collection includes everything ketchup-related that you could possibly think of. Vintage bottles dating back to the early 1800s.
Oh, wow.
Giant bottles that cost approximately $1,000 for one single bottle. Weird ketchup items such as banana ketchup, blankets, pillows, clothing, and so much more. Ralph and his wife Janet even had a meeting to discuss Ralph's funeral wishes.
Oh my gosh. And he wants to be buried in ketchup.
He asked his wife to cremate him and keep his remains in a vintage ceramic ketchup crock. So I will ask you this.
You know what? If you're all in, you better just be all in. You better just be cremated and be put in a vintage bottle of ketchup.
Yeah.
Like, what is your obsession if not putting your ashes
If you're the proclaimed king of ketchup, you better be put into a crock.
We're not just going to put you in a coffin or
that would be boring.
I don't need no stinking urn. Look at this collection. I got lots of urns to choose from. He's like, honey, but can you just squirt a little bit of ketchup in
Oh my gosh.
Please?
Then he'll clump.
He's dead. What does he care?
I wouldn't want clumpy ashes.
I mean, it's probably not going to be opened again. Do you think it will be opened?
Some people have like urns that are just easily openable.
So he doesn't want ketchup in his ashes?
No, he just wants to be in a vintage ketchup crock. That guy agrees.
What's a crock?
Like a ceramic jug, like a big ceramic jug. Like I think he has some from like the early 1900s, and they're literally like the size of like a pretty good size, like the pot that your plants in, like that ceramic like big jug, and that's I guess what they used to keep that like ketchup in.
Wow,
yeah,
this is fascinating.
So, which sauce boss do you side with, Mr. Mustard or the King of Ketchup? I have to know.
That's a tough one. I have love for both, deeply and uniquely. I love me some ketchup, and I love me some mustard. Last night, Alex and I were at a concert, and we had a pretzel with mustard.
Oh, so good.
But it wouldn't have been the same with ketchup.
No, ew, no.
But when we went to that questionable In-N-Out, we had fries with ketchup that I don't think would have been the same with mustard.
That's true.
So I think for me, in my circle, in my bubble, they have a time and a place. And sometimes they're together, like on a hot dog. But you don't like hot dogs, right?
I don't like hot dogs. But when I do eat them, which is very rarely, they have to be charred. And I put ketchup and mustard, but I also put mayonnaise on my hot dogs.
Oh, yeah. Yum.
Yeah.
Yeah, ketchup and mustard for sure.
Yeah. How do you feel about people that dip their onion rings in ketchup?
I would just put it in ranch, so I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on that.
It deeply upsets me.
I feel like I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I don't really know why. But I just don't think I would put an onion ring in ketchup. Although at Hodad's, which is a burger,
that's where I was,
which is a burger joint,
and I saw someone
by us
eating onion rings with ketchup, dipping them in ketchup.
I have done ranch, ketchup, and mustard, and that's quite a symphony.
But then it's like a Thousand Island, minus the relish.
But it's not really like a Thousand Island. It's special. They're not all mixed together. So you like dip them in each sauce individually? So at Hodad's, they have like a ketchup bottle and a mustard bottle, and then they give you like a little dipping sauce of ranch. So I dip it in the ranch, and then I'll do like a little squirt of ketchup and a squirt of mustard. So the flavors are still separate from each other.
Oh, okay. It's not Thousand Island because you use ranch. You don't use mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise, yeah, that's it.
Okay. I've never tried that.
It's great. But I don't think I would just dip it in or put only ketchup on it. Yeah, I don't like that.
Because onions themselves are so sweet. So I feel like sweet ketchup and sweet onions.
I've never
not my vibe. I feel like mustard could probably be good.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm just a ranch. If I'm gonna have onion rings, I want ranch on them.
No, I hear that.
And nothing else really. But they just automatically have the little baskets with
ranch.
Like no, with ketchup and mustard and
are we talking
like
about
napkins and straws?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, maybe it's not that way anymore. I don't think I've been there since the beginning of the you know what. But
we don't speak its name.
Fear of the name only increases fear of the thing itself. Anyways,
once I make my move, then you're free to check the king.
No, Ron, no.
What is it?
He's going to sacrifice himself. Jesus.
No, you can't. There must be another way.
Do you want to stop Snape from catching that stone or not?
Not me. Not Hermione. You. And we're done. And scene. Oh, man.
If you can, please send us help.
This is a call to action.
PSA, your hosts need help.
Oh, my God. Anyway,
Anyways,
so those were the sauce bosses.
which one do you prefer more?
Mustard.
Oh, yeah. You did already say that. Sorry.
It's okay. It's fine.
Cool. That was saucy and spicy and sweet.
There's a dying cat again.
All at the same time. So today, all day, there has been it sounds like an animal that's in pain. Like just outside my window, just like maybe not in pain, like emotional pain. Just like a crying dog all day, and it finally stopped. And it's just been really sad, and I'm just like, why is this animal like still just like howling and crying? But it's not like, it's like sad.
That's awful.
And I don't know why.
That makes me very sad.
Yeah. Do you want to take a turn?
Do I want to take a turn?
Things are gonna take a turn.
Yes.
I mean, from that for sure.
No? Yes?
Yes.
No? Okay.
Yes,
I'm
you wanna
ready.
Take a turn, or no? I should just get up and leave.
Things are gonna take a turn. I don't know why my brain didn't go to the normal, what you were trying to imply. And so I was like, I mean, like I can get up and like spin in a circle and like sit back down like a dog. Like, I don't know what you mean. But no, I'm with you. And go for it.
All right.
I'm ready. I'm so excited.
Is your body ready?
Maybe. It depends on what you're about to tell me.
All right. Well, it's not like super, I don't know. I'll let you be the judge.
Okay.
All right. So, collections. Ready? Anything of 3 or more is considered a collection. And at this point in Weirdify, I'll believe a lot. But would you believe that there is someone out there with a collection of hair? Meaning that they have 3 or more pieces of hair.
Yes.
John Resnikoff, founder of the University Archives, has been collecting locks of celebrities' hair for 43 years and now has over 100 locks of hair from famous people.
Okay, so it's celebrities' hair.
And like famous people.
Okay.
Like celebrity / famous people.
Okay. I was going to say, because I mean, I guess I technically have a collection of hair. I can just like clean my hairbrush and I'm like, bam, 3 pieces of hair at least.
No, this is different.
Gross. If you mention pubes, I'm going to lose it.
No, I'm not going to.
Thank God. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Continue.
All right. So his collection began when he bought a friend's collection of hair, another famous collector named Robert White, and has been adding on locks since then. A lock, in case you don't know, is just a small piece of hair from someone's head commonly tied together. Gifting someone a lock of hair today has a very different feel and meaning than it did years ago. If someone gave me their hair today, I would probably be like, what the fuck?
I feel like I have a thing.
I
I have to go right this second.
I don't want this. But historically, it actually has many different meanings amongst cultures, which I had no idea, which is part of just why I love this podcast.
Of course.
It just was like, oh, collections. Oh,
The
this guy.
more you know.
Yeah, this guy collects hair. Like, okay, that sounds Weirdify-y or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. And then it's like, well, hair. Let's look into like the history of hair a little bit. And I'm like, oh my God. I have heard that hair holds memories, and when somebody goes through a breakup or something like that and wants to cut their hair, it's because they subconsciously want to get rid of those memories. But I had no idea that hair has such a history. Giving someone a lock of your hair used to be a sign of devotion or love. You might even give your unsettled noise.
I think I knew that, but it's still unsettling. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Haley, I'm going to go away for a month. I'm going to give you my hair so you can remember me.
Oh, I'll think of you fondly.
Think of me.
I'll think of you fondly.
Perfect. You might even give your loved one a lock of hair.
Wait, okay, I'm sorry. That has to be addressed. Have you seen Phantom of the Opera?
No.
How do you know that song?
I've heard it.
Okay, so you're my choir friend / like my musically inclined friend. You've never once quoted Phantom of the Opera, which is hands down like my favorite thing next to like Wicked. That was just a moment. I just thought it needed to be like addressed.
Well,
I really enjoyed that. And you like led that moment. And if I was delayed in my response, it's because I was trying to process that it was actually happening.
that's wonderful. Maybe we should watch that soon.
Yes.
Do they eat anything in the movie? In the play?
Do they eat anything?
Yeah, that we could make a theme today.
Oh my God. Context. No, but it's set in an opera house in France. So we could get like a nice baguette.
Brie?
And some brie. Oh, we could make that. Have you seen so you know like the feta TikTok pasta, right?
Yeah.
So people have been doing that, but with the garlic and herb borzine.
Oh, yes, I have seen that.
We could do that.
It's great.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
Wonderful.
It needed to be addressed. I
No,
really
like,
enjoyed
it's
that
great.
moment.
I'm so glad.
Okay, continue.
And it's on
It's
recorded
for forever.
so you will always have it.
Oh my God, I'm going to put it in a keepsake with the lock of your hair.
Oh my God.
Not really. I'm not that weird. That sounds really freaky. You can take that out.
I'm going to give you a lock of my hair anyways.
Okay, I'm done. I didn't even get a drink. Continue.
All right. So you might even give your loved one to a lock. I'm sorry. Whoa. You'd give your loved one to a lock of hair? We are derailing.
Here you go. It's happening.
Jesus Christo.
We all missed this.
Oh, man. Yeah, you guys don't know. We really try to keep Weirdify on point if one of us is, like, traveling, so you never really know when we haven't been together for a while, but
Maybe they do because we're that much more loopy.
Maybe. I was going to say, because this is the first time Haley and I have seen each other in weeks.
It is. It actually is. It's no Zoom, no FaceTime,
Nothing.
just an occasional text.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's all unraveling.
Yes.
And this is with, like, 2-ish hours of like
Yeah.
banter, I guess, if you will.
Genuine.
It's messy.
Oh, man. All right, let me try that sentence again. Hold on. Where is it? You might even give your loved one a lock of your hair if one of you is going away for a while, though there are Irish superstitions that actually say that that's bad luck. Many cultures, such as Native Americans, Chinese, Egyptians, and more, would shave the head of young children and leave a lock of hair on their head, or 2 or 3 locks, depending on the culture. Moroccan men, this one, I don't know, this makes me laugh.
I can tell by your little convulsion.
And it's like no shade, like nothing, but it's just like, okay, so Moroccan men had a similar custom, but they would leave the lock so that they could be pulled up to heaven. So what I want to know is, where do the women go? You're not shaving the women's hair with a lock to be pulled up to heaven.
Wait, that is upsetting.
I know.
So going back to pubes, are they dragged to heaven via pube?
No, they're dragged to heaven via the lock. So like your head is shaved, but you have like a Obi-Wan Kenobi like
a
pony.
Padawan braid.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my
it's just
God.
like a little lock of hair, and then angels just like pull you up or something, whatever, pulls you up to heaven by this lock. I think it was a particular angel, but I don't remember the name.
Oh no, I was talking about. Does that mean that the women are pulled up by their downstairs?
If it's in a lock, hopefully.
I'm sure some can braid that. So
Yeah,
maybe.
I agree. Maybe.
Pulled to heaven via pube. Oh man.
All right, so some believed that keeping hair from your baby's first haircut was good luck.
My ex's mom had his first like lock of hair.
Yeah, I watched and listened to many interviews with this guy, John Resnikoff, and that's like always his first thing when people are like, oh, you collect hair, that's weird, or that's gross, or something, and he's like, well, I bet your mom has a lock of your hair, so it's not really that weird.
Yeah.
Others would keep hair from family members that had passed, and because hair does not decay and its chemical qualities allow it to last for hundreds and maybe even thousands of years, you could potentially have like your grandma's lock kind of passed down.
Whoa! I mean, it makes sense, but it's really cool if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like however many generations of, that's really cool.
Totally. People would keep these hairs in various ways. Some locks were kept in jars, But many wore them as jewelry and necklaces like lockets or on brooches, even earrings and bracelets. In fact, hair jewelry is a whole nother vein of hair's history that was common from the Middle Ages through the 20th century.
Whoa.
And honestly, a lot of it is really pretty. So there'll be like, I don't know, like a 2-inch oval type necklace something, and within the oval is like this perfectly like braided lock around the whole thing, and then in the middle of it will be like this nice like twisted piece of hair. Like it's very
So like when like the people who have the encasings of like bugs in jewelry and stuff, but it's hair and like pretty braided hair. That's interesting. I could see that for like your like little kid or something. That could be kind of cute.
Sure.
No? Okay.
I don't know. It's just, it has a different meaning now than it did.
Yeah, that's true.
But, I mean, it holds meaning for, like, whatever the person that has it
That's true.
decides the meaning.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've never seen hair jewelry. I would love to see that.
Yes. I mean, just, like, Google images, hair, like, locket or something.
Okay.
It isn't until recently that hair has lost the meaning that it once held. But it hasn't lost meaning for John Resnikoff. On an NPR interview, when asked what is the appeal in hair collection, he said, "It's centered in Victorian tradition, and 100 years ago, if somebody famous came to town, let's say Robert E. Lee, you didn't ask him for his autograph like you would a celebrity today. You would ask him for a snippet of his hair."
That's true.
His collection is said to be the largest and perhaps the most valuable collection of hair. By trade, he is an autograph and document dealer, examiner, and expert, which has helped him determine the authenticity of many items in his collection. So he's the guy that can help determine, like, ransom letters were written by somebody, or if document A was also authored by document B, forensic file stuff, and he actually does forensic file type work and says that he loves catching bad guys, which I was just like, tell me more. But he's like a document expert.
Wow, okay. I'm intrigued to hear how your hair would differ from mine, other than like my hair's darker than yours, you know?
Yeah, so it's not so much that he's examining the hair. It's more, okay, so I'll get into it.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. It's just like I have like a whole little bit on that. So I was watching, this is kind of like still on the forensic file type work, but just I found this interesting. And this is also part of how he vets his stuff, but I was watching a short video about him on YouTube, and the technology that we have today to tell if a document is faked kind of had my jaw dropping. He was talking about a signature of a president that's fairly common, maybe worth about $100, but there was a date underneath the signature. And he said if the date was right, it would be the day that they would have been sworn into office. And then this signature was worth thousands. So he put it in a machine that has some kind of a light in it, and it somehow highlights the type of ink used. And when it is in the machine, you can tell that the date was written after the date. So, like the date of the date. It's just confusing. It was written after the date of the signature.
Okay, so however, like it can tell how long the ink has been sitting there and saturated the paper.
Exactly.
Basically, it can tell like the age of the ink. So
the signature showed like under this light was almost completely faded. Like you could see the signature perfectly fine on this piece of paper. But when you put it under this light, it's totally faded away.
Okay.
And the date is like bright. Like just wrote it on there.
Got it. Okay.
And I was just like, oh
that's fascinating.
That's really
I love
cool.
like some what's it called? National Treasure type stuff with like the lemon and the heat and stuff.
Because if you put it under there, it should look exactly the same.
Sure.
Right?
Totally.
So this expertise is how he can verify and vet the locks of hair in his collection, because a lot of these hairs are not just by themselves. They're not like, hey, this is just like a random hair that belonged to George Washington, which, yes, he does have George Washington's hair.
Whoa.
Often these locks have been preserved and passed down over generations, usually with letters or diary entries that accompany how the hair was obtained. Oftentimes, there is a lot of documentation to back up the legitimacy of the hair's owner. Take his lock, because yes, he has one, from Robert E. Lee. The lock is attached with wax to a letter, and it's actually really cool. It's like 10 strands of hair attached with like a little dot of red wax. And John is able to tell that the ink used to write the letter is from the time when he would have been alive.
Oh, interesting.
It's
that would be such a fascinating like profession, and like to have that skill. Oh, I love stuff like that.
Totally. Absolutely.
We should bring back wax seals. We should bring back writing letters in general.
I have seen people on TikTok that use wax seals for stuff. Actually, one girl I order from on Etsy sends you a letter with a wax seal on it.
Love that.
And
That's
I
so cool.
don't know what I did with them, but I've saved 2. One had
so
like
cool.
mushrooms on it or something, and the other, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I would write you letters.
nobody has
Maybe
a
when
wax
you're
seal.
gone, I'll write you letters. And I'll put a wax seal on it.
Write to me.
I'll write to you fondly.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's good. A lot of his locks have incredible stories behind them, too. As if having hair from some of these people isn't unique enough, they are from a very specific time in that person's life. One of his most prized locks is from Abraham Lincoln and was the hair that actually cleared the wound the night that he was assassinated.
Whoa!
The Lincoln family had it for about 90 years when it made its way to John. It arrived in a golden locked box with like a glass, like you could see through it. There was glass on it.
Oh, okay.
But the box was golden.
Got it.
And it had no key, so he actually went to a jeweler and had a key fashioned. The hair arrived with ample paperwork, like an entire folder, backing its authenticity. And there was even a letter from the son of the surgeon who removed the hair from the wound. And then he also has hair from John Wilkes Booth, his assassin.
Whoa!
After hiding out in a barn in Maryland after he assassinated Lincoln, soldiers found and killed him. The farmer's daughter, whose barn he was in, asked if she could clip a piece of his hair sticking out of a bandage on his head, and that's the lock that John has.
That's so cool.
I know. He obtained Marilyn Monroe's hair in a similar fashion. After her passing, the embalmer had to cut away some of her hair to make an incision on her neck. And that is the hair that John has in his collection. And they've even used his sample to help determine who her father is.
Oh my God.
Isn't that cool?
Wow.
And I guess some of his hair has been used for like DNA research.
I was going to
and
ask if
study.
he, like, kind of how they found the original Night Stalker via the 23andMe or whatever. Same kind of concept because hair holds DNA.
Totally.
Crazy.
Totally.
That's crazy.
He also has hair from Michael Jackson. He purchased the hair from the producer of the infamous Pepsi commercial. And if you didn't know, as I didn't, I had no idea about this. In 1984, during the shooting of a Pepsi commercial, there was an issue with some pyrotechnics on the 6th take, and Michael actually caught on fire, burning parts of his hair and face. It left him with 2nd and 3rd degree wounds. You can like watch it on YouTube. It's kind of crazy to see Michael Jackson's head on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. When the producer realized that Michael was on fire, he used his jacket to put out the flames. Years later, and after Michael had passed, John decided to buy the hair that had been collected that day by the producer and had literally burned off of his head. He asked the producer to throw in the jacket because I guess the producer had reached out and said like, oh, do you want to buy this hair from Michael Jackson? But he was still alive and he was like, nah. And then when Michael Jackson passed, the price went up quite a bit.
Sure.
And so he's like, all right, I'll buy it, but you have to throw in the jacket that you used to snuff out the fire.
Okay.
So he has the hair that literally burned off of his head and the jacket that was used to put out the fire.
Oh my gosh.
Amongst these previously mentioned celebrities like George Washington, Robert E. Lee, Abraham Lincoln, the people I just talked about, he also has hair from, and this is not all of them, but this is just an impressive list, Albert Einstein, Jimi Hendrix, Beethoven, John F. Kennedy, Napoleon, Elvis Presley, Ronald Reagan, John Dillinger, who was an American gangster in the early 1900s. He also has hair from Edgar Allan Poe and his bride Virginia Poe, and then Eva Braun. Do you know who Eva Braun is?
It sounds familiar.
It was Hitler's companion. And they did get married, but they were only married for 40 hours before they both committed suicide.
Yeah.
As I mentioned with Marilyn's hair, there was DNA analysis done on it. And it turns out, they did DNA analysis on Eva's hair. And it actually turns out that she had some Jewish descent.
Oh. Joke's on you, Hitler.
He has mentioned hoping to add locks from Shakespeare and Al Capone to his collection one day.
Wow.
Many of the locks in his collection are framed, but most are kept in a temperature-controlled vault.
Wow.
Celebrity hair can go for tens of thousands of dollars. Some hair even sells for over $100,000. So his collection is insured at around $1 million.
Whoa.
$1 million of celeb hair.
And it sounds like he doesn't have he wouldn't have like Kim Kardashian's hair or anything like he has very like influential people, like big name, like Marilyn, as far as celebrities like Marilyn, Elvis. Mm-hmm. You know, he doesn't just have like every random celebrity, which I think is very cool. He has a lot of like scientists and presidents and
yes.
very cool.
Totally. There are even stores where you can buy celebrity hair. Who knew? Not me. Yeah. He does sell some hair in his collection. There was a guy who wanted to buy one strand of Albert Einstein's hair. And I guess he originally offered $5,000 and he was like, nah, not interested. And then the offer kept going back and forth and he offered $10,000 and he was like, I guess I could send you a piece of Albert Einstein, like one strand of Albert Einstein's hair for 10 G's.
Wow.
He likes the idea of having more people collecting hair, but he also sets his price fairly, as the more hair that leaves his incredibly unique collection, the less unique his collection becomes.
Right.
I find this collection intriguing because it's not just something that these people owned, like Marilyn Monroe's lipstick or Michael Jackson's glove or Abraham Lincoln's coat. What he collects was actually a part of them. And while some people call him creepy, having an understanding of hair's history, and he himself being such a history buff and expert, this collection seems to fit him quite well. And if you're worried about him having your hair in his collection one day, don't worry. He limits his collection to only the dead.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that's fascinating. Oh, well, that's why he doesn't have a lot of big, like, celebrities, is because they're still living.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things in a lot of the interviews is people are like, oh, like DNA replication or like cloning and stuff.
Right.
And so he's like, if I just have dead people's hair, then I just don't have to worry about anybody like coming for me or like thinking I'm doing something weird with their hair, and hair's not what it once was. So it's just like, we just
That's fascinating.
We just stick to dead people.
That's fascinating.
That was a fun one for me to look into.
Yeah. This was a very fun topic. Yeah, that totally changes your view on like, oh, he's just a creepy guy that just collects famous people's hair. Because you think automatically like crazed fan. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like willing to spend all this money. And it's like, no. Like he values the authenticity, verifies the authenticity. And
he has like he's like the president of a archives company. Like this is his life. It's not just about the hair per se.
It's not like some guy in his grandma's basement or something. Yeah.
It's more like this. I find value in history.
That's
and this is
very
a piece
cool.
of history. So yeah.
That was fascinating. Good one.
Thank you.
Every time you say John Reznikoff, it just makes me think of the lead singer of the Goo Goo Dolls, who's John Resnick.
Oh.
And so I'm like, off. Okay, Reznikoff. That was so fascinating. Thank you for sharing that one.
You're welcome.
That was a good one.
I agree. I don't know how to tie in mustard and ketchup and hair, but that was a fun topic.
Yeah, I don't either.
Either.
That's okay. We'll think of something fun for your side of the...
Yeah.
Holy pubes was one, but I'm like...
Ew.
I want to say like lucky locks, but they weren't really lucky.
Oh.
Famous. I don't know. We'll think of it.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. Well,
thank you.
I'd like to know if anyone out there has a strange, or I guess depends on your definition of strange, but like maybe a different or kind of quirky collection.
I was going to count. I mean, I collect enamel pins, but these people listening might not. I was going to count how many enamel pins that I have, but I forgot.
Oh.
I probably have a few. Actually, I want to show you the other 2 pins I got from the Disney Museum. I already put them in my collection.
Yay! Yeah.
I don't have anything quirky.
I don't think I had snow globes. I've collected horses. I've collected music boxes.
Do you remember? I mean, of course you remember when like we in probably like junior and senior year. This was like we were so cool.
We were the coolest. Y'all are gonna be so jealous you weren't as cool as us circa 2008, 9, or 10.
And we had like a dedicated shelf to like you had a bunch of Belle stuff and I had a bunch of Ariel stuff.
Yes.
I had a collection of Little Mermaid memorabilia and you had a collection of like Little Mermaid / Ariel and then Belle / Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. It was ridiculous.
It was.
But it was very cool.
Yeah.
But it was a lot. Like people would go in and be like, why do you have like a Belle shrine? I'm like, it's not a shrine. Like it's just like how much Belle stuff I can find all.
And it's like, why not display it if I have it all?
Yeah, I'm not just gonna put it in a box like a
Right.
creeper.
That was fun. It was definitely like
It was so random.
looking back, I'm like, wow.
That was extra.
Whoa. I mean,
Extra,
everything
extra.
from like mugs to music boxes
To stickers, to tattoos, to
buttons,
figurines,
Yeah,
to
figurines,
buttons, to I think we
anything you could imagine.
Yeah, I
really.
think I think we got each other the music box. Where I got you the Ariel one and you got me the Belle one.
Yeah.
That was good times.
Great times.
Good times. Oh, to go back. It was such a simpler time. Trying to explain our weird ass Disney princess like collections. Yeah, we really like lived it up in high school.
Man.
Let's be real.
I mean, hey, Disney was what was up. Especially senior year. You had a car and we were off at noon. We were just like, I ain't coming home. I'm going to Disney.
We're going to Disneyland. I mean, I think about that so often, about how we were off at noon and we would just hop in my car and we'd be like, okay, like an hour, almost 2 hours to get up there. We'd get there by like 2:15ish, right? 2:30. And then we'd stay and like leave at like 8. And that's a full chunk of time.
Amazing.
It was longer than our school day was. It was just the best. And we could do it on a weekday because we'd be back at 8 and maybe get home about 10 and we could still get up and get to school on time.
Like so many people in my circle had Disney passes. And
Yeah.
so I was going with mostly you.
Yeah. You did. You had your little like
But then I had
group.
other friends that had Disney passes. And then I had one friend in particular. And he and his boyfriend, I remember it was like Friday, I had gotten off of school and I came home and I was actually taking a nap. Like I don't nap. So it's like so random. But he called me and woke me up from a nap. And he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, nothing. And he was like, we're going to be over in like 15 minutes, pick you up. We're going to go to Disneyland. And I was just like, cool, see you soon.
Yeah, I'll brush my teeth, brush my hair, and I'm
like,
ready to go.
Got out of bed and I was like, hey, mom and dad, I'm going to go to Disneyland with my friend. And they were just like, okay.
Bye. Bring us back gummy worms.
I was like, man, this is like the life.
It was so it's so much times like that is what we like look back on and we're like, we totally took it for granted. At least I did. I really did. Like it just
was good times.
It was simpler and it was just the best. I loved high school.
This has derailed a little bit, but I like it.
It has. It's hitting all the like nostalgia pockets.
Feels,
yeah.
I mean, yeah. Everything I've collected pretty much has been Disney. Except I did have a seashell collection at one point. But
yeah, you did.
It's always been Disney. Even my pin collection, which has definitely expanded from Disney.
Started as Disney.
And now it's just like anywhere I go, I get pins if they have one to like
Which I think
mark.
is cool. That's a cool collection to like branch outside of just Disney. I mean, you could probably research and try to find really unique ones. But I think it's cool to... And then it's kind of like a cool, different version of like a scrapbook. You know what I mean? Or like you can like pinpoint like, oh, I remember the exact store where I got this pin. And I was between this pin and another pin. And, you know, it was this point in my life. And... So it's just like milestones, but you have like an actual tangible like something. So I think that's super cool.
Actually, as I was integrating the pins that I got from this trip, Alex and I were looking at, because I have, from our honeymoon, I bought a bunch of pins that are all Oregon, because that's where we honeymooned.
Right.
And so when I was adding in these other Oregon pins, we were looking at the pins from our honeymoon. He was like, oh my gosh, I love that you have this collection because it's like all these places that we went. And
Exactly.
yeah, it's so fun.
That's fun. I don't know if I would consider it collecting, but I do have
3 or more.
Huh?
3 or more.
3 or yeah. Okay, 3 or more. Records.
Oh, yeah.
My vinyls.
For sure.
But I don't actually like actively collect something anymore like you do with your pins. I like a good magnet, but I don't collect them. But like I try to get a magnet wherever I go.
I feel like ever since I've lived with Alex, and I love this, but he's a lot more simple in his aesthetic, and he doesn't like, I don't know, just things on the counter
Doesn't
or
like
just
clutter.
like clutter. Yeah, for sure, clutter. And so when I might have gotten a mug previously, now I get a pin where it's like I still have that memory and it's just tucked away in something, and I can
it's in a book,
pull
it's
it out.
organized.
Yeah. And I feel like if I were to get a magnet, he would be like, I don't want all these magnets on the fridge. But not in a bad way. It's just like a clean fridge for him
I
is,
totally
like,
get it.
better. And I feel like I've adapted to that.
Yeah. Like less is more mentality.
Yeah, from being with him. So, I mean, I love it. But they're usually cheap. Like generally pins are like $10 or less where I go. Or where I've gotten them. Like never are they more than $11 or $12 unless you're at Disney anymore.
Of course.
But like all of the pins that I got on our trip this time, which probably like wasn't a super lot, maybe, I got a few from the Walt Disney Museum. I got 3, that one and 2 other ones. No, 3 other ones. Whatever. I got multiple pins, and they're all like $9.99 or less.
Yeah.
So it's like a cheap way to get a souvenir, and then you can just kind of like store them all together.
Yeah. Hop on the pin train is what Amanda's trying to say to everybody.
And I got a train pin.
Oh, from the Walt Disney Family Museum? Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah. So I love that you said hop on the pin train.
Hop on the pin train. Toot, toot.
Hop on my train pin.
Train. Hop on my train pin.
It's little. It's not going to take you anywhere.
It's tiny.
And it might hurt.
Use your imagination.
Ow.
Oh, man. This derailed off the train tracks.
I see what you did there. Yes, indeed. And with that might be our cue.
That might be. I think they're...
Our lovely neighbor has arrived with his noisy truck and noisy music.
Yay!
So we might just wrap this up.
Yes. As always, you can find us across most social media platforms, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, at Weirdify Podcast.
Yes. And I know we've like teased you, there's things in the work. There are things in the work. Life is busy, and we will be getting to more exciting things very soon.
Yeah. I don't know if Amanda and I have ever mentioned this, but, you know, we both have personal engagements and we have full-time jobs, and so this is like our little baby. We want to nurture it. And
yeah.
It's just like, you know, but doing it in between life, sometimes it's just that life happens.
We want to keep this fun and exciting and not something that becomes like
work.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the biggest thing is we just want to keep it fun.
Yeah. And then we want to keep it something that we enjoy. And it's still absolutely something that we enjoy, you know,
totally.
Just sometimes it ebbs and it flows.
Right.
Whenever we ebb and we flow.
Exactly. We have exciting things in the work, and hopefully they will come to you soon.
Yes. They'll come to you eventually. I can promise that much.
Exactly.
I can promise that.
One day.
One day.
You'll know.
One day.
And until then,
yes,
keep
it
weird.